Gertrude
Kahn.
Kahn, yes.
geboren,
Kahn.
geboren
Wolf.
Wolf.
It's a little boy.
Von Neustadt an der Weinstraße.
And the side.
It used to be hard, but now it's
And the-
Weinstraße.
Isn't there a river?
Irene?
I'm Irene
No,
Cole,
it was
and I
the
was
Speyer.
born in Kahn. I'm the
The
daughter
Speyer.
of Martha and Joseph Kahn. Martha is from Luxembourg.
Oh.
And this is Albert.
I'm Albert Paul, a latecomer in the Kahn family, only for the last 10.5 years.
Very
So
good.
I have no connection with them, but I'm learning, and whether I want to or not, I got to memorize many of the names and the people and kind of got involved on the computer end that he's talking with Bob.
Very good.
Hopefully, following Ellen's work, Bob will get interested and get onto the computer himself.
Now the
Okay, let's start.
This is Bob
You got it
Robert
on?
Kahn.
Robert Kahn. I'm Robert Kahn from Mannheim, son of Joseph Kahn, Joseph and Mara Kahn, Joseph from Laufersweiler, son of Isaac Kahn from Laufersweiler, and possibly early on from Raunen.
And before that, maybe Leopold Kahn of Raunen and Isaac.
Yeah,
Liv.
right. And
I'm Ellen Kahn, married to Siegfried Kahn, and I'm just in the family doing family genealogy.
I live in Dayton, Ohio now, and my wife is Gertrude, also Gertrude from Neustadt, and her maiden name was Wolf.
Very good. Thank
Okay.
you. You want to start with the French
Yeah.
materials? Okay.
Okay, the question that I have, you start out with,
I'll move some of these
Okay.
materials. Okay.
you start out with low, okay?
Right.
And this apparently comes from that document that stated 1808. And in no case do I see a B. It's always LOW with the possibility that there may be an umlaut. Here the umlaut is in French, and here it is a German umlaut, which would make it Lerv or something. So I'm wondering whether this should be a W rather than a B.
The reason I made it a B is in the translation I found in the Book of Raunen, it had a B. I can show you, but I mean, again, that's the German translation
Yeah.
of what they saw.
Yeah, so, I don't know, maybe,
Here is the translation
Yeah.
I have of
right,
that you typed
And,
up.
and this here,
That should be le.
that should be, that should be L-O-W rather than L-O-I-S. Now, you're saying that in French, when you translate this L-O-W into German,
I
well,
have
they
a
couldn't
feeling.
they couldn't pronounce it, so they,
I have a
I
feeling.
have a hard time pronouncing it too. I can't say lo,
Le.
unless it's lerver. You
That
know what
could
a
be
lerver
it,
is?
yeah.
Lerver is a lion, a German
Lion.
lion.
And my mother-in-law's brother and some other relatives were called Leon,
Yeah,
Lion,
yeah,
and Leopold.
okay. So I wonder about this. Which way should we go on this? Should we go because this comes from the French first.
Well, we have the Hebrew here.
Yeah.
Can you translate from the Hebrew?
Well, it just says Isaac Khan. It doesn't say.
Oh.
See, this is Isaac Khan.
And what does the next?
It's
Hebrew?
all the same. Isaac Khan signed for all his family.
I see.
For all his immediate family, he didn't sign for Rachel Khan.
Who is his mother, because she's a
Right,
widow of
right.
Le of Raunen.
He only signed for his immediate family. So
But
wherever,
she called herself Hinele Le, also known as Rachel Khan.
right. Well, Rachel Khan is her new name.
New name.
That's her new name.
And Hinele Le was her
her-
old former
right,
name before
right.
they took last names.
Right. So as far as she was concerned, her name was not Loeb or Loeb. Her name was Loeb. And
With an umlaut, probably.
yeah, so it poses a little, well, there is none. There is none. I looked at this and here the same.
Now, this is not something they wrote. This is something an official wrote.
Yes.
They could probably only write in Hebrew.
No. Isaac wrote this.
In Hebrew. But I'm saying all this French from 1808 was
Is-
not written by them. But here she is, Hinele, there's the umlaut right there.
Right. There it shows up. So, but the W is always there.
Always.
Okay.
True. That's true.
All cases.
But this is again French.
Yes. And so, if we go according to that period of time, it should be Lo or Ler first, and then maybe later on, when it reverted to Germany, Prussia, see, then perhaps people called him Loeb. But at first it was with a W.
Even my
So how do we?
mother-in-law's brother, his name was Leopold, but she always called him Leib,
Yeah.
like L-O-E-B,
Lip.
Leib,
Lip.
Leib.
Lip.
Not even with a P, a B,
Yeah. Lip.
like L-E-I-B
Right,
or
right.
L-O umlaut B.
Yeah. I've heard that too. Yeah.
So I think that's the name that's really the one handed down. How it's put on paper is one thing, how it sounds, or how
Yeah.
each
So how do
language.
we handle this on paper? That's the question.
What
I
have you
took some
done?
license and I thought it should be the way it is in here, L-O-W,
And forget the umlaut.
and question the umlaut, put that in parentheses, and maybe, I mean, you need almost annotate that.
Well, here is where, this is the sheet that I found, the translation, this is from the Koblenz archives,
Mhm.
how I found this page. And as it is written out longhand, Isaac
Yeah,
Loeb,
yeah.
L-O with the umlaut B, became Isaac Khan. And
Right,
that's his two boys right there.
right.
So when it's published in the German translation of this is how it's
Okay,
published.
so let's say at the time when the name was adopted,
In
it was
1808.
L-O-W,
With an umlaut.
was an umlaut, and later, when Prussia took possession again of the territory, it became Loeb.
Or it became when the German language took over from the
Yeah.
French documentation, the
Right.
archives.
When it was translated from French into German, they took license, just like they took
Right.
license with immigrants when they came here.
Right,
When
right.
they couldn't figure out how to pronounce it, they wrote down some other name, and from that time the immigrant was known.
Now, the interesting thing is, it could be that this is an uncle of his, and he took the name Leopold Marx. And when you look at the names, the former names,
Well, this
Because you
is,
see Moses Bonum, and then you see Bonum Moses. So one is evidently the father, and one is the son.
mhm. Um, this apparently is no
No,
relation.
no.
Okay.
Jacob Marks was no
Right.
relation.
But
Except, it could be because his name was Lerp Marx, it could be Marx, son of Lerp, and it could be either his nephew or his uncle. Because if the names kept changing,
yeah, let's see. What does it say here? Before, just it's Marx. That was his first name.
Right.
Marx, and Lur is the last name.
right,
And declared that he will keep as family name the name of Marx
right.
as the last name rather
Right,
than Lur. So he
right.
turned it around.
He turned, Had it been his
Yeah.
father or his son, it might be the other way.
Now, when you go to the Hunsrück, to Laufesweiler today, and somebody would talk about my father, they would say, Kahn Joseph.
Uh-huh.
They still do
They
that
still do
today.
that,
They say Kahn's Joseph,
yeah.
you know, Kahn's Simon. And that was customary then, because when I was in Laufesweiler some years ago, I asked an elderly man that was standing there, and I remembered his name last night, I don't remember it now. I asked him, did you know Joseph Kahn? And he says, Kahn's Joseph? Sure, I remember him,
sure.
you know. So,
Like here is the gravestone of is that uncle, Emmanuel Kahn?
yeah, that was my an uncle.
In
My
Laufesweiler.
my grandfather's brother.
Right.
Yeah, this is terrible.
But I must say, the Laufesweiler Cemetery impressed me because
They keep
I
it in good
thought
shape.
this is the picture I took of it. I
Mhm.
thought they kept it in tremendous shape compared to the other cemeteries in Germany.
Yes.
And with the Jewish
But
star.
what about these stones that,
Unfortunately, some couldn't be salvaged.
right, well, you can put them up, I mean, you
Yeah.
don't have to lay them down or one on top of the
Right,
other.
right.
But when talking to Henry Hanau last night, he said that many of these have been carted off and used for construction. You know, they just appropriated them and they used them in building houses or
And also,
something.
many of these that I look at, to me, were rebuilt. I mean, this is, I don't know if this is the original, but it looks like here it was in pieces and they put it together and then they put granite
Right.
around it.
I
So
think-
not all is the original.
I think that's really what happened.
And my mother-in-law says this is not the old Laufesweiler
No.
Cemetery. The old Laufesweiler Cemetery was in another place, and the stones were not this
Right.
nice. They were more like this.
Right, exactly.
But it is no more.
So Koblenz, the Gemeinde Koblenz took care of that.
Right.
Well, I thought I'd bring this up and give this some thought and see what we jointly
Yes,
want to do with
with
this,
it.
because it's
All the genealogy that I have done, I have used it as LOB only because that's how the German book picked it up. That's how I found it. I don't know. Do you have someone who knows both Old French and Old German who can tell us?
no, I really don't. But since we have this, I thought this comes first.
This is a
That came
Xerox of
first,
the original.
right. That came first, and then came the evolution to the French leaving, the Germans coming back,
Right.
that area
Changing.
under Prussia, and then the speaking of German again. So you have a development of the name from lo or lur to lur.
And also, if you really think about it, L-O umlaut W, if they only wrote in Hebrew, how do you translate, if it's Hebrew?
Well,
Or
we
if
don't
it's,
know that.
or, how did they pronounce it? I mean, we'll never know from 1808.
Mhm.
I have to surmise Lib, because that's the name I've heard.
That would be the German.
German,
coming back.
yeah.
So, that
There's no W in German, is there?
yes,
There is W?
yeah.
Low.
Löwe, like lion,
Yeah.
is spelled Lowe with an umlaut over the O.
Over the O.
Over the O.
It's got to be one and the same because
So it's
the
just,
name-
it doesn't make, it really comes down to fine tuning. And if there are words written to this in some way, then in all probability that should be reflected in the words.
Did
And
you
I
ask my
have a-
mother-in-law anything about the name Lib?
No. And there is a lady who's written a book about Gaunen.
Right.
You have that book?
Yeah, Hilda Weinrich.
Yeah, Weilish. Is
Weinrich.
it Weilish?
Yes, I've written
And
to
there are
her
mistakes in that book too.
tremendous amount. I wrote her a letter
Oh, yeah, that's right, you did.
because my
And
mother-in-law
you
caught
sent
many.
you sent me her reply, a copy of her
Right,
reply.
right.
It wasn't completely
No,
satisfactory.
it was not.
But this question that we're talking about, we didn't raise because it may be a little bit whimsical. But I think for the records, it would be good to show that under the Napoleonic period, the name was written. Well, we don't know how it was pronounced. It was written L-O-W. Later became Lur, because that's the records that we have.
Well,
We don't have any records in French beyond this.
No, that's when they took
Right.
their last name.
So we have to assume that there is a transition from
And I
this
believe it's
to that.
L-O with an umlaut W,
Okay.
not without.
Now,
because-
but this here is, he didn't sign this, see? He signed this, and
understand.
and he signed this, and this he already signed this, and then he crossed his name out. He had
But
nothing to do with
everywhere
this.
where I see L-O-W, there's an umlaut over the O. I mean, everywhere where it's written.
Except in the first.
Well, her name, I mean, how do we know it isn't hidden by that stamp? There's a stamp right above her name, but it is in the,
Okay.
it is in the
And how
longhand.
about here? There's nothing.
You know,
And the
we
same
can-
person wrote this. This is the.
We can also surmise that not everything is perfect when it's handwritten.
Right. Okay, that's the only thing I wanted to bring up.
But
So we
here
can-
in her book, she talks about the Jews of Brownen, and it's Lö, L.
Yeah, and all the monuments that I couldn't find any name under LOW. But they're later. That was when people were buried.
Right,
You see.
right.
So at that time, there may have been this transition from the French to the German.
German.
Okay, we can put this aside.
I mean, here are
because-
some of the errors my mother-in-law found. Just under Isaac Kahn, which is her own family. I mean, her name is in here, but they've made many mistakes. They forgot her, a sister of hers, Regina. They forgot Gustav. They forgot Moses. They put Flora down completely wrong. She wasn't the one who went to Arkansas. She was the one who died in the Holocaust. So there's many mistakes just within her own
No.
family.
Okay.
And here, Leopold Kahn, I think every one of them is wrong. You saw the letter she answered.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like here, this is an error. My mother-in-law took one look at this picture and she says, that's not Herman Löb, that's Jacob Gärtner. They were their next door neighbors. In fact, the Gärtners married into the family. And they lived right in the next door.
Okay, here's some of the pictures that I took. And I just took them because they had the name. And here, you see, Loeb, Löb is spelled differently again.
Where is this?
In Gaunen. I took these in Gaunen. All the stones that I made a record of it.
Oh, great. Is this it?
No. So some
You didn't find my mother-in-law's
I
parents
got
either.
your I got your letter later.
I couldn't find
here.
it when I was
I went
there.
around and
Oh, very good.
I took this down. I had a map here. We came from Luxembourg at the time. I took
Yeah.
yeah, all the names that I thought maybe I didn't have enough time. You know, I was there about an hour.
Is
So
this Leopold Kahn?
It
or
doesn't
is it the
seem
next
like
one?
it.
It's the next one.
it doesn't seem like it. It says Geborene Gottlieb.
No,
And-
this Leopold.
Right, and then I couldn't read the end date. It's either 1919 or 1908. Now I already checked this in your records, and there's no match.
There is no match. And
There's
yet
no match.
Leopold, oh, and you did get hers.
Yeah,
Very good.
Right,
Oh, that's excellent. Let me write
Yeah.
that down. So you did see her.
no, but you have it already. I think
Do I
you
have
have
it the
Yes,
correct way?
you have it. You have it. Okay, let me see. There's some. Okay, this I said is incorrect. What is incorrect?
Let me get that list out too. Okay, we're working on the same list now.
Okay, from this document, this French document, it's 1800.
1808.
No,
The French document is 1808.
yeah, oh, 1808, okay.
Yes.
Right, right. Why did I put in here No, I say from the 1808 document, 1800. Now, what does
What
that
does
mean?
18
Leopold Kahn. Let's see. Where do we have Leopold Kahn?
Here's my Leopold Kahn.
8 years old. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see. 5 minutes. First sign 18. Well, if somebody is 8 years old
In
in
1808.
1808,
Then
then
they
he
were
was
born
born
in
in 1800.
1800.
Okay, that's the conclusion that I came to.
Okay, except now we're talking about Hebrew birth dates and how did they figure the years there. I
Yeah, well,
understand.
we either-
I came up with a problem too. You see, I put two dates down.
Yeah, but it's closer to 1800 than
He could have been
1889,
born. He
1789.
could have been born in 1799.
Right, but not 1789.
That might have been a
It would have
cousin of
been
his.
1799. 98 is a lot closer. Anyhow,
But he had two.
1789 looks out of place.
But he had two sons. The second son is Gottschalk. You
Right.
see that right here.
Right.
And Gottschalk was born
in 1828.
That doesn't sound right either.
No.
There's not a.
So anyhow, based on this, if his son was 8 years old, then this has to be around 1800, regardless of the Jewish date.
Or 1799.
Okay. Or 1799. Okay, right. The other thing I made a note where it says Isaac, that should always be with 2 A's.
Okay. There was some discrepancy again when I looked up the official records.
Yeah.
In some places, whoever was writing the document, whether it's here is where I got 1 A.
Yeah, yeah.
In other words,
I
when
know,
they start
but
translating, and in some places I found ISAAC, and in some places ISAAK.
I think this is the way it's spelled. So I tell you what, why don't you make a note of it and see how we can
Well,
resolve
the
this.
reason I do that is because the next generation down,
Yeah.
the grandson is Isaac Khan, and I was trying to keep it the way here, it was here so as not to confuse them. I kept it that way from my
Oh.
genealogy records because I was afraid of getting which Isaac was which Isaac.
Okay, but you
it-
see, he signed it with 2 A's,
Ah, okay.
you see. And this wasn't added later. This is the way it was on the document that you got.
Where is the French?
This is the French.
No, the French writing.
Oh, the French? Yeah, it's the same way. I mean, this was just transposed
Right.
onto this. Here,
So we'll say it's ISAAC.
right.
Okay, I will change that.
Okay, let's see what other things I have.
Joseph Khan.
Oh,
What does this mean?
yeah, this is not correct.
He had
Yes,
2
you-
wives.
This is correct. No, he only had 1 wife, from what I can tell. I
And
think
from what I can gather,
there
he
is
had
another.
2.
There is here. You see, this is the one that had 2 wives. Leopold Kahn was Judas Wachter and Jettchen Gardner.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and so
Joseph
somehow
I
you
see.
wound up with Jettchen
I
Gardner
see.
again.
I see, okay, so that's incorrect, okay.
All right.
So it was Leopold who had 2
Right,
wives.
and this is correct. He had 1 wife, Joseph Kahn, it was Carolyn Wendell.
Okay.
All right. Now, well, this doesn't. I have records from Frankfurt which show that Kurt Strauss is buried with his mother in the same grave. They send an urn from Sachsenhausen, and it arrived there, I think, in 1940. I can give you more information on that if you want it. I mean, it doesn't go in here, obviously, but
No,
for a written history, you know, that would go in there. Okay, the other thing I found out, I found a marriage certificate of Manfred Ackermann and Gerda Kahn, and Manfred Ackermann's father was present, and her name is Gertrude.
I'm sure Gerda is
Yeah.
a
So,
abbreviation.
right, so I don't know, you used primarily the first name, didn't you?
I used I use as my reference both my mother-in-law's information,
Yeah.
she knew this name, and it was on
I
your
do too.
big circular
Right,
thing.
right. I didn't know her as
Well,
Gertrude.
I'll give you
I
another
only know-
example.
I only know her as Gerda.
Right, and my mother-in-law, my husband's great-grandmother was always known as Babette Strauss. Yes, yet when I find her marriage certificate, it says Filipina Strauss.
Oh my goodness.
She evidently never liked the name Filipina,
Right, right.
and she changed
Now,
it to Babette.
While we're at this, can you bring that one picture that's standing? I'll get it so you
Sure.
know which one it is. No, thank you. No,
We must be related.
this lady here, when I looked at it, this looks like um, Martha Lerner, Martha Kahn, Martha Kahn. She was married to her. I have pictures. I'm going to see whether I can find one.
That's my mother, and her maiden name was Schwab. And I can trace her family.
She looks exactly like that. I mean,
That's interesting.
let's put it this way. There is such a close resemblance that I would have said, there's Tante Mother. Unbelievable.
Now, did you see the picture of Albert Levy, who my mother-in-law, Albert Kahn, who my mother-in-law keeps saying
Yes,
is
the
related to
architect,
us,
the
the
architect.
architect, and she says, my gosh, that's his, that's the picture, that's... This is resources I'm trying to write to get some more information about him, because...
I think you're better off writing to in the United States to somebody than now.
Well, in Detroit,
info.
no, and
Yeah.
Detroit is the place to go, really. Now I know.
So, with Gerda Kahn, I suppose it doesn't make any difference as long
Yes. But I'd like to
if
have
you
her.
go by certificates, she is registered as Gertrude Kahn when she married
Okay,
Manfred
I'll do
Ackermann,
that.
so it just,
fine. That's very good.
all right.
Where did you find the document?
I didn't keep records of where I found it or
Okay.
how I got it. I got it somehow. Okay, now I want to give you something.
Okay. Did I ever show you this?
No. What is this?
It's in French, from Ronan. Act of marriage.
Uh-uh.
Judith
Stumm was the man that I talked to in Laufersweiler, who said to, because I came back and I told my dad about, when I asked him about, did you know Joseph Kahn? He says, Kahn's Joseph? Yeah. And Kahn Simon? And Kahn Ernst? He was, wow. How about that? Now, you should have this translated so we know what it is. Do you have a copy of this? I can have it translated.
And here's from the cemetery in Ronan. All the dates.
Oh,
in there.
yeah, so you got all what I copied down. It's sort of a waste of time, but there's some errors in there.
I'm sure there are. There are errors all over. I'm looking if I have another copy.
When they copied it, there were errors, and then when they transcribed it
Right.
for publication in that book,
I mean, I have another copy of it if you want it. I'm looking for the copy of this thing. I made copies and copies, and I put the originals away, and then,
see here, Isaac Khan with two A's.
Two A's. And here's Leopold Kahn.
Alright. Where did this come from? Something.
I'm like you. I'm like you.
Yeah, once you have it, you don't, you know, you
don't
really-
list your sources.
Yeah, right.
There's a book in
Well, you know,
genealogy
this
called
is-
Cite Your Sources.
Yeah, you know, this is official, so who cares where it came from? I mean, it's official.
But if you ask me,
Right,
I have to tell you
right,
the same
right.
thing. Now here I have Leopold Kahn as being died December 13th, 1919. Where is your gravestone that talked about Leopold? You said
Oh.
that you couldn't read that name.
I don't know whether that's the Leopold Khan that we're talking about. You mean
Yeah,
the
some papers.
photographs?
Anyway. Oh, you've got your things. Here, this one.
Oh, but there were some photographs, right?
Ah. But
That's some
here,
point.
you said you couldn't read the stone.
Oh,
And
yeah.
here is what I'm saying I got from this Mrs. I think it was
Okay.
Irish,
Yeah,
and there it says Leopold Kahn. Oh, it doesn't say the death date.
it's, well,
Oh, but that's a
see,
different
this is different
Leopold.
Khan. That's why I disregarded this, because
There are so many
it
Leopold
doesn't,
Kahns,
right,
but it may not be
doesn't-
your Leopold Kahn.
No.
It may be my mother-in-law's Leopold Kahn.
could be.
That's why I think we need to get her in here and ask her too.
Okay.
Now, who could translate this?
I'll translate it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll have it translated and get it back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me ask my
Now-
mother-in-law about Leopold Kahn. What's the next?
The next thing,
He's related to me, not,
Yeah.
you know the same things?
I went to college with a fellow from Mannheim.
yeah? What was
Matus? Herb
Midas?
That doesn't even sound vaguely familiar.
He went to med school.
What are these sheets that I brought along? I had some sheets expanding on this.
Is he involved more than you are, Ellen?
Pardon me?
Is he more involved?
Well, he's already read the book. I haven't read my book
no,
yet.
No,
Is it
but-
under here?
No. I think this is your copy because I had a
Okay.
notation on this. I want to give you that.
Okay.
This I brought. This is mine.
You still have this on?
Change.
Does it say record?
Oh, here are the photographs. Isn't that something? Oh, here we are.
Oh, I know who that is.
You know who that is?
Yes.
I'll put these in that envelope so we don't get them mixed up.
She lived in Arne. She was our neighbor.
What was her name?
Martha's grandmother, Dorothy Gessner. How do you like that?
Look at the name that
Well,
he
is
highlighted.
she a relation?
No.
No. Look
She
at,
was our neighbor.
look at the names he highlighted in yellow.
That is-
That's my mother.
Henrietta Kahn.
Yeah.
He was at the cemetery.
Yeah, see, that was my mother.
You know this Kahn over here.
Sarah Frenkel, I know the two came from Setre. The Sarah Frenkel here came from Söder. Her name was Loeb. See? Geboren in Loeb. I didn't
Do you
even
know
read it.
this Moses Kahn?
All the ones that are marked
I
are
know.
our relations. The
But-
others
no,
I couldn't.
Let me tell you. Did you ever hear we had relation in Windsheim? That was by Kreuznach.
No.
And he spelled their name C-A-H-N. Well, that is really nothing. He done that out.
We have one right here.
Here, he's showing us a tree.
C-A-H-N from Freudenburg. But they're not,
Oh, that was by Trierfreund.
yeah.
Why?
And here he has a Hertz Levy by Ober Emmel,
Hertz,
Who
well,
married
it
a-
should be,
who
Amended.
married Babette Frank from Laufersweiler. Did you know
Frank,
Frank?
sure. But
From
Maya
London.
Frank, yeah. How do you like
and that's how Henrietta Levy comes in.
From
She is the sister
Laufersweiler.
of Amalia and Malchen Levy, and she had another sister. And-
Where did he
and-
come from?
And she is married to Raphael Joseph, and my mother is the daughter of Raphael Joseph.
But you told
My
me,
your mother isn't the daughter of Raphael. Your mother was a Levi.
No, my
No,
mother.
no, your mother, your grandmother,
No, my mother
Was
is
it
Martha
Joseph?
Kahn.
Joseph.
She was born
Joseph.
Joseph,
For Luxembourg.
and Raphael Joseph is her father. And he married Amalia or Malchen Levy, who is the sister of Henrietta Levy, and this is how we come around
How is Henrietta?
to.
you remember you told me there were some Levies in Laufersweiler. I think their name was Löser.
Luther. He knows that was his tante
Should I
Lane.
use a pencil?
Now, was
or-
this Henrietta Levy related to the
I
Lösers?
don't know.
How was the Löser and Levy relationship?
The Levis, the Isaac Levi's wife was a sister of Robert's grandmother.
Mhm.
He was born in Hottenbach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Raphael
in
Joseph.
that Ländchen, we call that Magimba Levi's Ländchen. Probably the house
There
she
you
comes
go,
from.
yeah. He was just saying someone who went back said, oh, Khan's Joseph. It's like
Yeah,
they call
that's
him.
how they, when you go to Laufersweiler, that's how they say, Kans Joseph, Kans Simon.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Kans Hermann, Kans
Why?
Ernst,
Why?
the Jenny. She said, when they said Kans Gertrude to me
But
too.
why? Why is that?
But die done that. Und die gibt
The Germans or the Jews?
Everybody. You know what? My grandmother's name was Mathilde. And they called her Tille for short. And our house was Tilles. You know?
Yeah.
And my tante Scholens, Scholens Rosa. You know, that was my tante.
How many Leopold Kahns are there? We're finding so many Leopold
My
Kahns.
father was Leopold.
Okay, and your
My
grand...
uncle was Leopold, my father's father was Leopold Kahn. He used the Metzewe, you know what the Metzewe is?
No.
That's a tombstone.
Oh,
That's a Metzewe in Hebrew.
I never
See,
heard.
Is that
you
your
learned
bro?
something.
Is that the above there, Leopold Kahn in 1858, died in 1819?
No, that was the neighbors.
That
those
was
were
my
your neighbors.
uncle, that was my uncle.
Oh, that was your uncle.
That was Isaac Kahn from Laufersweiler, first cousin like my father, was a brother from my father. And their father was Moses Kahn. And your grandfather was Joseph Kahn.
Right.
Verstehst du?
My grandfather's
Yeah,
name was
Isaac,
Isaac.
but his father's name was Joseph.
Joseph
And
Kahn,
he had two
right.
wives.
Right. Anyhow, I want to leave this with you because that,
Oma, did you see the long tree?
How did you get to that Sarah Frankel on the tombstone? Sir?
I copied it.
Yeah, I remember. So
I
she was
copied
our
it.
neighbor. She
Yeah.
came from Södern. Did you ever hear from Södern?
No,
Was bei Türkis Mühl.
no, never heard of it.
Und Leopold Kahn, he lies beside my mother. He was my mother's first cousin. No, Leopold Kahn. Here. He was my father's brother. Nice man. He died in 1990 after the war. I never forget when he died. He died in Frankfurt
1890,
in 1990.
19?
He, if the Germans would have won the war, his son couldn't even come to the funeral. He left before the First World War for Harlem,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, don't run away.
You didn't need any. Listen, that Leopold Kahn was also a cousin from your grandfather. He was the nicest man.
Okay, you, this is what you sent me at one
Right.
time. Okay, it's dated 1993.
Okay.
And when you
But
come
you
to
love
this
the part.
chart,
Huh?
I think it's right here.
So I'm going to leave you this.
Very good.
I'm going to leave you this.
This is a copy of
Yeah,
you,
that's
what
a
you have.
copy.
I still don't see how we're related to Marcel.
Oh, I
Down,
can.
down this line.
Let's tell
To
us.
Marcel, two Roots, husband, two Lois.
No,
No.
no.
Who's Marcel?
Marcel Kahn
Marcel
married,
Kahn in Rode, Luxembourg.
he was the son of Sally Kahn and Gabrielle.
Hanau.
They are related with
This goes
his
to
other side.
another.
That is
You
from
asked
Hampshire.
me about this, and I'm giving you the
Yes, right,
information.
right.
Henry, and the only relationship there is Henrietta Levy is the sister of Amalia Levy, married to Raphael Joseph in Luxembourg. That's my grandfather, father of Martha Kahn. That's my mother. Okay, and from here we go into Marcel Kahn and Lillian Lazar.
Okay.
Who's that
Let
lady
me
in
ask,
this?
let me ask the,
Who's that lady in LaSalle?
She is married to Marcel Kahn.
They are from your side.
Not we're, like I said, we're related through Henrietta Levy,
who is, Marcel
is-
and I.
who is the sister
Right.
of Amalia Levy, the wife of my grandfather on my mother's side.
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
but this is what we talked about when you said you were in Edinburgh
I was there.
and you never heard of Rome.
No. Is that near Edinburgh, the whole? Or
No.
near
No,
DK?
well,
Or
you
is
know,
it near Estena?
it's not too far. Nothing is far
Oh,
in
that's a
Luxembourg.
little-
It's a little country.
No, but I was in Medina. Wait, did you ever hear of Medina?
Medina,
I stayed
yeah.
there for a whole week. But
Let me show you this chart. Now, this is descendants of Isaac Kahn is related to you. Now, if you look at it, you find, no, not this one, Joseph Kahn. This is the one I want to show you. Now, here's where my mother-in-law shows up and everybody. Gertrude Kahn
I'm on the back.
is here. And it says she's your second cousin.
Must be called after him. You know. Gertrude Khan was a son from Leopold Khan, and so was Moses Khan, and so was your Joseph Khan. He was all sons of Leopold Khan.
Have you proved anything? See, here's,
No,
if I show you,
we think we're on the right track, but every time we stumble, we stumble a little bit. And
could get, look at Oma. Here we are with,
It goes with you like with that Alphonse. You never know. I can tell
I mean,
50 times.
if you could look at paper, we need to be able to see this on paper. Here we have Moses Kahn, who is your
Grandfather.
grandfather, okay?
That's my grandfather. But Walter Khan is
But
my
wait
father.
a minute, you're missing you're missing an in-between, look. Moses Kahn had a son named Isaac,
Yeah, on Leopold.
okay. Leopold is over here,
He married Rosa Salmon.
here's Leopold. Now, have I got it
That
right?
can be my brother Leopold.
No, it's the brother of Isaac,
That's my uncle.
okay.
Midman, let me see. Where's that? He died 1999.
And he was married to Rosa Solomon.
Salmon, yeah.
I
That
have
was
that.
my uncle.
Okay, they're tied into the same generation.
Right.
Then the next generation is Flora. Under Isaac is Flora, Walter, Erna, Leopold or Lee. How did they pronounce it?
Leib,
Leib.
that was his Jewish name.
That's like the original Leib Kahn.
no, but it was spelled
L-E-B.
Leib
Yeah. Leib.
or Leb.
L-E-B, Leib.
Yeah,
Was
Leib.
a Jewish
And we found it in French, L-O with an umlaut, W, and then when it's translated into German, where's that German thing? It becomes Loeb, L-O-B. Where is it?
Right here.
Yeah.
Isaac Loeb became Isaac Kahn.
How did he come on Isaac Loeb? Does that mean-
Isaac, son of Loeb. Loeb, son of Isaac.
Bone.
See, I think this is close. I think we've got it
Right.
pretty
right.
much down. It's these Leopold
know what-
Kahns.
What, if you sit down with your mother later on,
Let's do it now.
well, I mean, go over this again, and maybe she can,
How else can we show her? Can we show her on this tree better?
no, I think this is better. This is
Can-
maybe a little bit more
Okay,
confusing.
now this is Moses, okay? This is all the children and grandchildren of Moses. Now if I turn back a few pages,
Well, with the grandchildren project, remember that thing, that Moses, how do you know he's, me, and
Yes.
everybody, yeah.
they, right, they're all here. Gertrude,
They just split out a
Julius.
little bit.
What we're doing is by generation. The top line is the first generation, second, and it could be the brothers could be 2 feet apart because the next line is Flora, Walter, Erna. No, this is your family right here. Your family is over this way. This is all your family. But then, if we go to your, this is the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren of Moses. If we go back a few pages and we find the grandchildren and children of Gottschalk, we'll find your name again because he married Henrietta. His daughter was Henrietta, whose children were Flora, Walter, Erna, Leopold, or Leib.
You had to move it.
So I have them twice
Yeah.
because they were brothers. And their children were
That Gottschalk of Moses was but
right, they're on the same line. And we have, okay.
I
then-
know that.
Yes,
By going through that again, we knew that.
and then they had an older brother named Joseph. And that's where Bob comes in.
That Joseph was Bob's grandfather,
Joseph.
wasn't it?
Joseph.
That was your great grandfather. And that
No, this is my grandfather.
no,
Isaac.
Isaac is your grandfather. Joseph was Isaac Khan's father.
Isaac Khan is my grandfather.
And that Joseph Khan is Isaac's grandfather.
Right,
Right.
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 He's right here.
And Isaac
And then he had a son who is again Joseph,
yeah,
that's my father.
And that
So it
Joseph
was my father, Joseph,
and
Isaac, his
father,
father,
Joseph.
the other next generation before becomes Joseph again.
Here it is. Oma, take a look. You have the oldest one, Joseph Khan, then Isaac Khan, his son, and then Joseph Khan, his son, and then Bob. And Bob's 3 children.
No. This is Joseph.
Joseph Khan.
That was your grandfather's father.
Right. My great grandfather.
Your great grandfather.
And
Where's
he
Isaac?
had a son, and his name
Isaac.
is Isaac
Yeah,
Khan.
I know that.
And Isaac Khan had a son. We're going strictly to me now.
Yeah.
Isaac Khan had a son, Joseph Khan, and Joseph Khan had another son, Nebuch. That's me.
Robert.
Yeah.
But your name is-
Yeah.
But you see how my computer draws it out. I mean, it's a lot of
I
writing.
know that.
I know, you gave it to me. I'm showing it to Bob. We're sharing it, and we're going over some possible things we're missing. We have some dates and places missing that maybe you could help us fill in.
Who's Gottlieb. What's it, Bella Bella?
I'm still back to this. What bothers me? This Leopold Kahn.
Leopold Kahn was the beginning of everybody. I think. That Leopold Kahn was the patriarch of everybody.
No, his father was.
Isaac. Henry.
That was
Yeah, I
Isaac,
come.
Isaac Loeb's
Listen, the I
son.
came from Ran. Bob, the I came from Ran.
In 1808, Himmler was still alive, but not Luke.
Right, whatever his name was. We don't know what his first name was.
Right.
What did
Well,
he call
actually, his
himself?
last name was Luke, not
Right.
Kahn.
Right,
That's the error.
No, but you don't know what that Lowe's name
That's
was?
the error.
You don't know he's
right,
given
and
name?
That's the error. It says Hinnele, widow of Luke. And his son was
Yeah.
Isaac.
That was,
this is it, isn't it? Leopold Kahn?
Yes,
Born 1800?
right.
As I said, formerly known as Low
No,
Isaac.
no, formerly known as, oh yeah, Low Isaac, you're right.
Right, that's
right.
why I
That's
put
right.
that in here.
That's right, you're right.
listen, did you ever hear, you had sometimes, you asked sometimes something about Birkenfeld, didn't you?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Didn't you ask once for
I never
somebody
asked
from
anything about Birkenfeld.
Who did?
I
Somebody
know
asked.
I know this the town. I don't know where it is or anything. And I had never had
Didn't
anything.
you ask about Birkenfeld, something?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
nothing.
Who asked? Somebody asked me
So-
about Birkenfeld.
That's what I wanted to correct on that too.
Okay, that, I
All right.
understand. Good,
Who
we're
asked
good.
that? Who asked me about Birkenfeld? I
Can
So
we,
what-
can we get back to the cons and Laufenweiler
Better
and
Kahn.
Brownen?
You know,
Yeah.
Bob, what he said, better can we got can. Yeah, but Joe,
Right,
Joe.
right.
I lost my.
I made a note here and said, you said something about discrepancy in birth date, Copeland's archives photocopy. And where
I'm right here.
I said, in that regard, where you have a photocopy of original documents, I would discount the book. I said, discount the book. And that pertains only where you have other
Are you
records.
talking about
Mrs. Wiley.
Irish? She is
Yeah.
incorrect, the records would be the correct
The
one.
records are the correct thing, and I would
Okay.
see where you say Gottschalk, Lobkant, you said discrepancy in birth date,
Okay.
and I said I would discount the book in that
You think
case where you have.
he have everything in there in the Burmese right there? Bob, what I want to say, did you meet that Mrs. Wiley?
No,
I'm trying to find my copy of the group sheets.
that's dated 1993. You may have thrown it out.
No, I don't throw anything out.
You're like me.
I told you we're related.
You know
Oh, my
what?
goodness.
I got the other day a bill from, I told you, from my husband, and I looked my pencil checks over,
Yeah.
and I looked my things over from the Medicare, and I found it, the Medicare and the Blue Cross paid for that.
Yeah,
So I go Monday to the Blue Cross here.
sure.
But my granddaughter said, Oma, you keep everything. You know, she throws everything out, I keep it.
You have to. You really should.
That's the letter I got.
But you're looking for it.
No, this came from you.
I know.
And what you looking
The
for?
family group sheet.
Why not leave this with you? I
Okay.
have some other remarks on it. I
Okay.
don't know whether we'll be,
Okay, fine.
whether
You're
we'll
gonna-
go through with it. And you sent me an updated one. Okay,
You
So-
want to leave this with me?
yeah, I'll leave
Good.
it with you.
Okay.
and then you can send me an updated
Okay.
one and make a note of it and say, this is the corrected copy.
I can go upstairs and update it.
Why can't you be satisfied with your people, with your people? You know that Leopold Kahn, Isaac Kahn first, Leopold Kahn, Moses Kahn, Gertrude Kahn, Joseph Khan. They are our first
Ancestors.
What do you want to find out besides that?
Well, we want to find out relationships and
But if you have their wives, their children, what else? You know that from that first one from that Isaac Khan is Leopold Khan. And you know that Moses Khan, Joseph Khan are his
the
sons.
reason is that we have two Isaac Khans, and they're different.
3 with the forefather, the first one. And your grandfather or my father makes 3.
I'm thinking about approximately the same
Time
Time
period.
time period, you know. We have two Isaac Khans, and they got us confused to
Right,
begin
right,
with.
right.
And now we're sorting this out.
Why did he get you? Yeah, I'm not confused about
I
that.
know.
No, I mean Isaac Khan is you mean your grandfather? My father was the Isaac Khan.
Yes,
I
yes,
knew.
right.
You didn't know. You didn't
I
know
didn't
my
know
father.
that. I
You
didn't
knew
know
your
anything
grandfather.
about your father.
Yeah. But I know about your grandfather.
Yes.
I know him as good, better than I know
Right,
you.
right,
you know.
right. Except I sat on the knee of my grandfather. I don't know whether you sat on his knee.
No, maybe it took me. I was a little kid.
Yeah.
My
I was too.
Yeah, you was too, but
Yeah, sure.
no, but he had so many kids.
I was a littler kid than you were. You were older.
Oma?
Because you're,
Can you move over a little bit? I want to take a picture of you and Bob together.
okay,
As close as you can get.
you're 11 years older than I am.
Can you take your glasses off? Okay. 1, 2, 3, cheese.
Gee,
Yeah, Gertrude Khan and Robert Khan.
yeah. Fourth cousins.
Let me try
Right.
one more, just to make sure. All right, let me do it this way, that way I get
And
them.
we have a picture.
Just look at me, say cheese.
Cheese! Was that cottage cheese? Or
Yes,
blue
Swiss
cheese?
cheese.
Swiss cheese?
Yeah. Case,
Okay.
Bob, case.
Käse, ja. In Luxemburg hat man noch gekochte Käse
Oh,
gehabt.
I know, I'm too demanding.
How do you-
Because I like
Yeah.
that.
What's gekochte?
Gekochte Käse.
Hot
Bob,
cheese?
Excuse me,
It's time.
don't want to break up a party here, but we have to leave here by
Why don't you
quarter
go?
after 4.
Why don't you go back by yourself? I'll come tomorrow.
I want to
Tell
stay
the
with Bob
pilot to
too.
pick me up tomorrow.
We talk the same language.
Anyhow,
Well, you just have to meet halfway sometime.
here, look at
How do
this.
you like
I'll go over
Yeah.
this
You
quick.
didn't get me wrong to that.
Oma,
What?
it's recording and it's hard to record 3 voices.
Okay, I put in here Leopold Khan, formerly known as Low Isaac.
Right,
We got that.
right,
These are individual sheets.
right,
Then here, this was incorrect.
okay.
Should be Caroline Wendell, second wife of Leopold. So
Okay.
this moves up here, okay?
Here's Caroline Wendell.
Okay,
Is that
I
all?
don't know whether I
Is
had
that all
anything else.
recorded?
Oh,
Ask my
I said
mother-in-law about
person,
that.
what?
What you want to
Gerda
know?
Khan.
Who? Gerda Khan is his tante.
Yeah, this, well, it's, on the birth certificate it shows Gertrude.
She always says, we two are called after the same person. You know who? I didn't know.
Who is it?
I don't know.
And here's the third one now.
Yeah, that's another
And then, so I'll leave you
You know
this,
that your
I'll
sister
leave you
asks
this,
me all the time.
um,
We are called after
and
the same
send me a
person. You know
correct copy, all
who?
right?
I said, I haven't got the slightest idea.
So,
You know who are you
Yes,
calling?
Now
Well,
that we know how many
don't
things we.
Yeah, I was
Which
supposed to be a boy, and
Well,
I was supposed to be Get.
Okay.
And
That's
since
nice.
I was not a boy.
Was
they
a
made me
disappointment,
sure
that
right.
was.
And
You're
they
going
made
to
that
translate
Right,
this and
right,
send it back to
right.
me.
Will you
Now,
like
what,
it?
okay, let's
Good.
go over this
Did you-
quick.
Don't give him too much work, because I like to see my husband once in a while.
ask my husband how he feels.
Was
He never
He
sees
feels
me.
with his hands.
He never sees me either. This I'm giving you.
Okay,
This is an update.
All right, thank you.
I'm
What happened to that long
Do you
sheet
have any
of,
more information on your children?
Do I have information on my children?
I need,
you were going to give me that long printout,
yes. That one,
but I don't have
this
it.
one,
Yeah,
take it.
okay. All right.
We all originated in Round.
Robert.
Did we?
Beg your pardon?
We all originated in Round.
And then he left.
Almost.
No, your grandfather was.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? He's a canvas boy now.
Right.
I don't know why we moved away from it.
D-E-R-N-A-R-D.
Irene,
And here
you know, by your grandfather moved away from Round.
Here you got it, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know what, okay.
I know.
Maybe the grass was greener in Lover's Party.
Can
Oh,
you
he
send,
married-
can you correct and
His
send this
wife was
back to
born
me?
in Harvard.
Now, what
Okay.
kind of,
But maybe he
What-
moved
what
later
kind of
on.
information
He
Any,
wasn't born
anything
in
on
the
your children that I don't
what
have?
do
They're
you want?
married, they
Oh.
have
okay,
children.
now she dropped the Maryland.
Well, we don't know whether she officially.
Susan
find that
Conrad
out?
report.
Yes,
That's what,
Okay.
he's got it.
Okay.
The 35-foot
Did
one.
somebody of your children marry the
I like
classroom?
that.
No.
No, she
I
had
have
a
Brother's
middle name
Keeper.
by the
That's
name of
my
Maryland.
genealogy
We gave her a
program.
middle name
That's
Maryland.
everything.
Then she
Okay,
got
let's
married.
you and I go
To Maryland.
finish this
Put
up
down
here.
Susan Conrad.
How much time do we have? 5
When
minutes?
does he leave?
Huh?
This is the time.
Okay,
Good. When
You
does
have
he-
20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes to wind up.
okay, oh, we won't do that.
Can I take a quick
Yeah.
group picture of everyone? Can you all stand over there? I'd like to take Sig. Sig.
That leaves you out.
No.
Then I'm gonna take a picture of you.
Okay, okay, fine.
Well, I let Albert do that because I usually
So,
pick
Bob?
up the ceiling.
How's it going, Bob?
You,
Fine, it's going good.
Sig,
Going good.
come on in the picture. Get closer.
You gotta break the camera.
Yeah, third cousin twice removed.
Oh, I don't know.
1, 2, 3. Oma, you want to take your glasses off or leave them on? 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
I'll take another one for posterity.
all right. Thank you.
Okay.
No, that, Albert, you wanna take one of, I
Okay.
usually have tendency to press it
What is,
down.
what is your camera? Let me take one of yours.
I have mine in the trunk.
Well,
I'll send you one.
okay.
I heard you are an
How do you do
artist,
this?
I
Just press
That's what
here.
they say.
see. What are you,
Just the
what
gray
are, what
button?
are you
Yeah.
cooking?
That's all.
Whatever.
That's all.
Paint-
Das ist alles.
Painting?
Should I squeeze in a little bit more?
That's always nicer.
I should turn off that light. Wait a
See, I'm
minute.
getting that
That's
lamp there.
That's what you're getting, yes.
All right, I think you're all together now.
Okay,
Take one more and then I'll have two, I have enough to send
That
everybody.
automatically
It'll
changes.
automatically forwards.
Okay, I'll take it a slightly different angle. Oh, I got some nice smiling
that's
faces.
my better side anyhow.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
I know you said it twice, but I did not want to preempt any time on the computer, because that takes time. We'll do it another time.
Okay, it's
Right
on.
now, I
If you
know,
wanna
I
go
know.
play around
No,
with it.
No, I will,
How
we'll make another
Would you,
time.
would you enter your wife's
Takes
information
us
in
about an
there?
hour.
For me?
Sure.
an hour?
45
Takes about an hour? Okay,
We'll get together
everybody,
like you
keep
mentioned.
quiet.
Others, we'll do it
Good
another
boss.
time.
Information you
She asked me to get on the computer, but I know how it
Would
is.
you like
It's-
a piece of something to?
No,
You
no, I
didn't
want
need
nothing.
to think.
He's like me, I tell you,
I want nothing.
ask my husband. I can skip meals,
He's a
I get so
flexer.
involved in this.
Okay. Here, do you have a copy of this? You have a
Yes,
copy, where is it? I think you had it here.
Much stuff.
Say, could you give me something to drink and Bob, both of
No,
us?
I never.
You know, he's
Iced
old.
tea,
Gatorade.
Gatorade,
You want some tea? Bob?
Bob, you
No,
want them?
no.
We all-
We should drink a little
drink something. I'm
All
going to
right,
drink some,
okay.
both of us will
All
drink
right,
half a
whatever you
glass.
have.
Half a
Give him a
glass.
cup of-
I've got it,
You have it?
I have to move this stuff.
Honey, here's some tea, else you're gonna be.
Okay. tea.
Running out.
Cake?
Piece of cake.
Can you give me some tea, please?
No, it's this.
That's the last,
Oh, okay.
that's
That's
the
over
last of
here.
the tea. That was the last one.
Well, just give me some Gatorade, please. I'd appreciate it.
This thing still on?
Ay, qué well.
Getting closer.
No.
Too much paper,
I
right?
can leave you this too if you.
No, that's fine. I have plenty of copies.
I
Okay.
left you the other thing, so I can leave you this.
Here.
Just put it on the pile. Okay.
I mean, I wish you could stay longer. We would go up in my machine and do it right now.
What was the plan, Alan, if she stays longer?
So you stay
There's
longer.
a plane tomorrow.
See?
You got dogs, you don't have kids at home, you have dogs at home, you can stay.
We got tennis game tomorrow morning,
We
Ah.
got tennis courts right across
and
the
we
street.
got commitments for tomorrow night.
When will you come
Look.
back again?
Alan, come here. I'll leave it for you.
Okay.
Forget about searching
Here it
for
is.
it.
I found it.
Okay.
Which one, which page is it?
All right, it's 82. You
That's
have it
it.
right in front of you. Okay,
Where's my blue
this
pen?
here,
Every
no,
time I lose it, okay.
you have it? Okay, this should be, Amali Levy should be 1858,
Uh-huh.
all right? 1850, and I
Yes,
checked this.
I'm sure it's
Okay,
right.
and Jakob Loeb, whoever it is, I put down, I copied 1862 instead of 1852, right from the stone, you know,
Sure, right there.
1862, okay? Then,
You want the light on? This first switch, here, I'll put this one. Okay.
Katharina Loeb,
Okay.
I copied 1867,
Instead of 1907.
1907. 1867. Now this is going there and looking at the marker. Johanetta Kahn,
That's my
Tiwa,
mother's.
Eine Geborene, C-A-H-N, that's what it says on the stone.
Isn't that funny?
Now you can mark it down and maybe check it with Weilish.
Well, she said, my mother-in-law said that some cons were spelled C-A-H-N.
Yeah. So I copied that from the stone and it says C-A-H-N. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. This, yeah, it's in both, see, this is the husband. In both cases, it's C-A-H-N. So if she was the wife, Johannetta Kahn, she acquired the C-A-H-N, and Moses Kahn,
Let me ask you a question. Could the gravestone marker maker have carved it wrong? I
Sure.
see no C's anywhere.
but this
This
is,
is my mother-in-law's.
I copied that. Let's see, put that in here too.
That's another piece I want to give you.
Okay, here, hold on a minute.
Okay,
Um,
gotcha.
Where is this, where was I? Johannetta Kahn. Johannetta, here. I copied it from the stone, Johannetta Kahn. C-A-H-N, and Moses Kahn. Right
And
next
the
to,
dates are right?
born 1835, 1824.
No. I only have the death dates. What do you have as the birth date?
Well, it says, died in the 57th year of her life.
Yes.
So,
Oh, I
I-
see.
you
You
know.
subtracted.
Right,
So
and
you
it comes
say
out
born-
1835,
Okay.
and born 1824.
Okay.
It says here
Yeah, in the 68th year.
68th year.
Yeah.
So, okay, where else are we? Henrietta Kahn, geborene Kahn. I copied 1869 instead of 1863.
That's very easy to do.
Okay? And that's
This is
it.
my mother-in-law's mother.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oma? Yeah? What year was your mother born?
No, I'm not sure that's her mother. Henrietta Kahn? Henrietta Levy. You sent me this.
Here,
and you just sent
Henrietta
me-
Kahn.
Okay. 1869.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but here, see, I didn't check it with this. You have it correct here, don't you?
Yes.
But in the book, it
It's
shows
incorrect,
1860.
yes.
So this is why I say, well, we have records, otherwise,
The book is not
book is
correct.
gone. See, this, when you go to the stone,
And I not only have 1869, but I have the exact date. Because it's my
Right.
mother-in-law's mother.
So-
The 1st of May,
see, I went there and I copied
Yeah.
I didn't copy it for this, but all the stones that I could read, I wrote down.
and this is her grandmother.
Yeah, and it says she died, she died in her 72nd year, and I figured out this was 1833. Matilda.
Matilda Levy. She was born in either 1832 or 33. She died in the 7th of May, 1905.
1905.
Yeah.
And it says in the
Well,
72nd,
You know, it depends
Yeah.
where in the year she was born,
Okay.
the beginning or
I
end.
put down 1833.
And I put down
Okay,
either
that's
32
close
slash
enough.
3. I did the same
That's close
thing.
enough.
I did the same thing.
Okay, fine.
When are you going to law office, Violet? In Roman?
I don't know, not tomorrow.
Me neither.
Okay, and what did I have here? I didn't bring too much along, but I made some.
Oh, I brought you some other things too.